G'day, how you going? It has been some time since my last video, and that's because I have been saving annual leave and money for this 2-week trip that we're about to do. So there's going to be a few episodes coming out with what we're doing. So at the moment, we've just filled up in Wentworth in New South Wales. We stocked up with food in Mildura. And the FJ is not here. I'll be in with mate Jake in his 79 series. So we're not sure exactly what's in store 100%. We've got a loose plan ahead of us because of all the rain and stuff that's we've been having. So Alright, so we've just knocked out another, I don't know, 150 k's, you reckon, Jake, or something?
Be something like that, yeah.
So we're
all dirt.
All dirt. So we've pretty much what we're looking at doing is doing dirt from New South Wales border all the way through, which is the reason why we're going the way we're going. And we just got this intersection here. So we've got 140 k's to Yunta, which is where we're heading to now. So we'll continue on. Road conditions have been pretty good. Alright, so we've just pulled over here to have some lunch just on the side of the road. We're probably about 60 k's from Yunta. So we're just having some wraps and we're just talking. We didn't even bring a table. That was deliberate. What else? No awnings?
No awnings, no roof racks.
Nah, nothing. We just got the swags, space case with a couple of food bags, our fuel, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, we're just going to have some lunch now and keep going. Alright, so we come across an adventure bike rider that's actually hit an emu. He passed us earlier while we were having lunch. You would have seen the drone footage there of them riding past. He's hit an emu, so we've got the sat phone out and we've called 000. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen there. We've been here for about an hour already waiting for those guys, the emergency services, to come out because we're about 60 k's south of Yunta and his mates are coming back now, so hopefully they've got some news for us. Alright, so like I just said before, the Ambo's turned up. He's checking him out, so we're pretty sure he's broken his lower leg and he's also possibly done a collarbone, so we would have been here for an hour and a half, 2 hours I reckon. Keeping him, we parked the ute so he's in the shade and everything, and then we've spoken to 000 a few times with the coordinates and whatnot. So the Ambo's just treating him now. His mates are back here, so there's 4 or 5 of us here to lift him up, put him on the stretcher if he needs a hand, and then we'll just continue on. So yeah, the road conditions are perfect out here, good visibility, but from what he was saying, and you can see where it's happened, the emu's just hit the side of his bike and just taking him out. So we haven't seen one other car or bike since we've been here, so they're super grateful that we came past when we did. And then yeah, we'll go find camp for the night. Alright, so a bit of an update. The sun's almost set, so myself and Jake and the other guys on the bike we've been invited out to Lilydale Station for the night, so they've got the smashed up bike in the back of their ute, so we're heading out to their station and been offered a room in the quarters there for the night, so that's tonight's plan, which should be right, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be pretty good, I reckon. Hot showers in there, they say, so...
So yeah, that'll be us for the day.
Not going to knock it back while it's going.
Yeah, we'll take a shower and stuff, and then we end up being on the side of the road there for a bit over 3 hours, so head up here. Then tomorrow morning we'll hit the road nice and early, and we'll see you then. Alright, I know I said I'll see you tomorrow morning, but I just thought I'd show you real quick. Here's the shearers' quarters. So they're doing a goat muster next week. They've just had the dust storm through here a few days ago, so a few things are a bit dusty. They're apologetic, the guys. But yeah, how good's this? We've got the showers over this side as well. But yeah, Lilydale Station we're at. Good morning. I don't know how well you can see me, but we've just pulled over here to appreciate this sunrise this morning. It's 6:30. We've been up since 5:30. We decided to get up early this morning and just make up a bit of time that we lost yesterday with the motorbike accident. So
the lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree. Like it can
pulling into Farina for lunch. So we're heading into the underground bakery. The last time I was here, we're still under construction and stuff, and so I've got some cool buildings set up. There's a few people here, obviously all heading north like what we are. So we'll go in and see what we've got for lunch. Yeah, it's not too bad. What is it? Probably 17 maybe. So we've just pulled up at Marree. We stopped at Farina for a pie and a vanilla slice. So definitely recommend dropping in there. So we're right now at Marree. We're just stocking up, filling up the fridge on a few last minute supplies before we head up on the Oodnadatta track. So yeah, I haven't really filmed heaps today. Just sort of making a few miles along the dirt roads, taking all the back ways.
And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. I see the waters rising with waves as strong as iron. My soul was born for running. The darkness is my compass, and I will follow where it goes, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your sunshine story, but that peaceful life ain't for me.
Alright, swag's all set up. Sun's about to set. We're going to have a cook up on the fire. A couple of burgers for dinner. And that'll be us for the night. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Doing it bare bones basic.
How is it?
Real good. That's how you do it.
And the wind's died off and the flies are gone. And the sun's still setting out there. Good morning. So we've woken up again bright and early and made our way up to Eyre Creek. So we've done about 80 k's this morning. We're just waiting for the shop here to open up to go inside and have a bit of a look. But we're still on the Oodnadatta track, and then we'll be making our way up through to Oodnadatta and turning off to Mount Dare. But another beautiful morning this morning with a spectacular sunrise. If you've ever wondered what downtown Eyre Creek looks like, this is it. Got a campground there, servo and pub there, and you can do joy flights from here as well. But a few planes taken off this morning already. Alright, so we just filled up at Oodnadatta, $2.99 a litre. So we filled up at Eyre Creek and now we're just topping up here. It's $212 to fill the cruiser up. So we leave here and now we're going to make our way towards Mount Dare. Alright, so we're starting our Simpson Desert trip. Myself, Jake and 4 billion flies. So we just pulled up here at this intersection. We're continuing on down to Mount Dare where we'll fuel up and continue on from there. Camping. So we're looking at heading up on our way to Mount Dare now, and then we'll be going for a drive around in the desert, and then we're going to go to the Finke Desert Race. So we've got plenty more to do. We've got another almost 2 weeks of touring around. We're just rolling into Mount Dare. Righto, so we're fueled up, grabbed some souvenirs, and we're heading up towards the Bins track and then joining the Madigan. And then we just got word as we've pulled in here as well that the Simpson's open all the way across, so we might be re-evaluating our plans after the Finke Desert Race. But yeah, we're just going to head up now and go find somewhere to camp for the night. Take it easy, eh?
Yeah.
Alright, start of the bins track, heading up to old Andado. We're going to run back up to the ute now, the things we do to get the shots for you guys. So we're just opening this gate here and Jake will come through. So the track so far, we've had a bit of water around, we've had to pick a few lines to get through. And when we were out there, we were told that the 100k mark, there's a bit of water we might need to tread a bit more carefully through. So we're at about 90k's now. Shoot down there and have a look. Alright, so we've pulled up to old Andado. I've just had a quick walk through the house. I'll take you guys in for a look. Everything is as it was left when Molly Clark left the station here. So I'll take you through and give you all a look at what's inside. It's a living museum. So here's the kitchen dining area. And through here, got the office, the old hats, phones, all the old books. Even the phones still there. And a travel. So yeah, absolutely awesome. Come in here and check this out. I'll take you over to the shed, the carport. Show you what's over there. So over the shed here, we've got a 60 series sitting here. Now Jake was saying he was here around 15 years ago, and that was still here then. And there's an FJ 45 parked there as well, with all the brush rails and whatnot on that. But yeah, that's awesome. So I've just come across this little kid's bike here, and I reckon it's exactly the same as what I had when I was a kid. It was called a Bobo or something. It was a fixed wheel bike. I'll give you a look. So that would have been like around 1979, 1980. I'll give you a look. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I had a blue one, and my brother had a red one. Yeah, so cool. So much cool stuff here. If I stand still for a sec, can you guys see all those flies? I reckon they could carry me back over to the cruiser. There is a heap of them, but that's all right. We're going to jump back in, head down the track for about another half hour. Sun's getting low, so we'll go find a campsite. Oh, he's getting angry. Look at him. He was carrying on.
He was. He was going to have a crack.
Alright, quick update. We've just pulled over. Jake's reading a sign here. The sun's setting over behind the camera. This is the turn off to the Madigan line. So that's where we're going. We're going to start heading down here a bit this evening. Got a group of cattle down here that are welcoming us into the Simpson Desert. So we'll duck down here now for a little bit, and then we'll go see somewhere to camp. Righto, as you can see, I've got light shining in my eyes. We've just pulled up down the Madigan line. We're at Madigan Camp 1A. So Jake's got his swag out, I've got my swag out, and we're about to cook up some snags and some veggies and some spuds for dinner. Alright, so tonight we're going the gourmet potatoes, gourmet peas and carrots, burger and a couple of sausages. What do you reckon? Drive it into the night.
I reckon it's been a good day. We've got a lot of Ks done, and I'm happy with the end result. We're in the desert.
How good is it? Alright, we'll get back to cooking this delicacy and enjoying the rest of our... Good morning, it is day 2 on our Madigan trip. So we've just woken up, like you would have seen last night. We drove into the night and made our way to Madigan Camp 1A, I think it was called. We've woken up because we didn't know what we we're going to find, and we've got this nice sand dune over the other side there and a nice camping spot here. So this morning we're just having some brekkie and then we'll hit the road, or hit the track I should say. So we're looking forward to what's coming up today. You had wheat bix, didn't you? Yep. Oh, Billy's seen better days. Alright. Did you work it out? Are you there later for lessons on how to turn the tap on?
Oh, if you like.
Thanks. That'd be great. Billy's on. How's this cafe?
Pretty good.
You don't
Simpson Desert Cafe.
You don't drink coffee, so.
No.
Look at that.
It's like bad breath syrup.
Sliding these bags in, and then this box is pretty much done.
See the summit. There somewhere.
Yep.
Let's put this there, your Wheaties.
Oh, yeah.
Wheat bix.
Oh, they go in this box. So that survey marker there is for the 1939 camp expedition as Jake rolls out of camp there. Jake spotted a trig point in the distance on the map. Marshall Bluff. So we've parked up down there and we're now walking up here. Alright, we're up on the plateau. Trig point's over this way and we have 360-degree views from up here. So this trig point, when you're heading, what do you reckon, Jake? 12 k's from camp.
Yeah, it might be 12 k's from Camp 1. Yep.
And then we you'll see it off to your left-hand side of the car. And here we are. So we just parked a bit further down on the road, walked up, maybe 15-minute walk up. Alright, so we've just jumped off the Madigan line. We turn left up the Coulson Track and we're at Madigan camp number 5. So we're just going to have some morning tea here. There's a visitor's book here, courtesy of the Ballina 4 Drive Club, so we'll sign that. And then we'll just make our way back down the Coulson Track, heading down towards the French line. So we're just having fly wraps. Well, not by choice. Flies in our wraps. Ham. What sauce have we got? Perinase, coleslaw, and cheese. Righto, since we last checked in, not a whole lot's happened. We've just been cruising along from this direction at about 25, or even 22 to 30 k's an hour. It's quite rocky, bumpy, or not even rocky, bouncy. So we're just cruising along, and we just pulled over for a leg stretch, and we're going to walk to the top of this sand dune just up here. How are these flies? So I was saying before it was slow going, but this section here is getting quite overgrown. We reckon a lot of people don't really come along here too often, from what we can tell, or they haven't recently. They're just showing you a little bit of what we're...
Made 8 hours so far of this today, I reckon. It's been pretty exciting.
We just camped here last night. We rolled in after dark once the flies had settled, and then we cooked dinner. We've been up early this morning and had some brekkie. We just got the swags drying out. We've got the bonnet up on the cruiser there because Jake's done a good clean this morning. We had a lot of grass seeds. Well, not heaps, but just a fair few grass seeds in the bottom of the radiator and stuff from what we were pushing through yesterday. And we didn't film heaps along there. It was quite slow going. We were averaging 15 to 20 kilometres an hour for quite a few hours yesterday. And then we just rolled in here and found this campsite last night. We've woken up this morning to this big sand dune here behind us. So today's plan, we're 23 k's from the end of the Coulson Track. So we're at the Rig Road intersection and we're still going down the French line towards Dalhousie Springs and Perny Bore. Cruising along, haven't filmed much along the track. Just June after June. Alright, so we're still tracking our way down the French line. We're at Perny Bore. Just here there's flushing toilets and there's a shower behind that. So the shower's operated, there's a big tank up on a stand. So it's pumped up and then it's just the gravity fed shower system. So that was good. As you can see, we're still tackling the flies and we're about to keep heading on, I think, or maybe make some lunch. Maybe use this table over here in the picnic shelter. I'll chat to Jake. Alright, so a bit of an update. We left Dalhousie this morning. You would have just seen the spectacular sunrise. And we're now out in the East McDonald Ranges, heading out to Altunga. And the Finke starts in a few days. Desert Race. The 2025 race begins tomorrow. So I've spent a couple of days in and around Alice Springs with Jake the last few days. And you'll probably hear a few cars rolling down past the camera here. We're parked and camped at the 40-kilometre mark of the racetrack. So I've got Ben here, who you would have seen in quite a few videos, and my twin brother Adam's here, and their wives are here, and I'm still out travelling with Jake. And tomorrow morning racing begins.
And I just wanna get out with my crew tonight and shoot at the lights. Got a couple 40s full of hops and fun. Looking for a good time, gotta live it up. Leave behind the city, hop inside my truck. No, we don't give up. No, we don't give up. We're gonna paint the night red.
Ripping day. Alright, day one, I think 2025. Myself and Ben are standing on the back of the ute.
Hey!
At the 40k mark. Adam's down the back here and Jake's gone for a walk up the road. So yeah, we're just having a quick look now. Here comes a police car, service car, ripping past here, so they can't be too far away. Alright. Here comes the first car. There goes the first car, no dust. I reckon they're going to have a bit of dust lingering pretty soon. What do you reckon, Ben?
Crazy.
Not a breath of wind. So it's going to be a interesting further down too. camp. We're walking up the track a bit, or down the track. Bikes are on their way.
Hotter than the blacktop in July, sweating like a sinner in a church, and I just wanna get out with my crew tonight and shoot at the lights. Got a couple 40s full of hops and fun, looking for a good time, gotta live it up. Leave behind the city, hop inside my truck. No, we don't give up.
So we've got a roast lamb on the fire there, as you would have seen. So we're about to get that off, and then some veggies, and then kick back by the fire tonight. Adam and Ben are heading over to Kings Creek, and myself and Jake are heading down towards Mount Dare tomorrow and get ready for the Simpson Desert crossing.
Drop it in the dirt.
Yeah. Who's getting it?
Ready?
Yeah. Go. Nice. How the veggies look?
Real good. Real good.
The dogs are going to be into that.
We're up to get down, saying, hey y'all, howdy, let's get rowdy tonight. These hands of mine have got some stories to tell. Seen parts of heaven and a whole lot of hell. Headed west to stake a claim in the ground. I got as far as Cripple Creek that night. I met a girl with golden hair and green eyes. Fell in love on the outskirts of town.
Good morning. So it is day 2 of the Finke. We're going to watch the first car coming through very shortly. Packing up cab, getting ready to head off a bit later, but the racing continues. Alright, I'll see you later, mate. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Yep, safe travel.
See you, Joe. Alright, speak to you in a week.
Yes.
Alright, so the boys are headed off. They're making their way around to Kings Canyon. Myself and Jake are just slowly packing up. And we'll start heading south down to Mount Dare. Right, so we've just got to a point where the road's closed. Here comes a buggy now. And then once this road's open, we can keep heading south. It's closed in a couple of spots. There's a big line heading north, so we'll be heading into traffic.
lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other, so let it run.
Alright, so myself and Jake have pulled over just down from the 155. Right at the 155, marking the track. Choppers coming, bikes coming.
Let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy.
That's the first bike through. Righto, so myself and Jake have left the others, as you would have seen. We've headed south down through Finke and we're on the way to Mount Dare. So that's the... G'day, how you all going? So right now, myself and Jake are making our way from the west to the east across the Simpson Desert. So we got up at Sparrows this morning and left Mount Dare just before 6 a.m. It's now 7:30. We've just pulled over to have some brekkie. So we're just looking at punting across the desert for a few days. So when you're watching this, the desert's only been open for a week since it was closed for several months after heaps of flooding. There's still a bypass in place, which is just past Popple's Corner, which is a fair bit away from where we are right now. And don't know how much traffic there'll actually be out there because we just had the Finke Desert Race as well. So there might be a few cars and convoys heading back across the desert. So this first part of the track, when you're leaving from Mount Dare to Dalhousie, you're not even straight into the dunes. It's about an hour and a half, do you reckon?
From where? Dalhousie to the desert. Yeah, probably an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, before we start hitting the dunes and that. So a lot of people just think you're leaving Dalhousie and you're straight into the dunes the whole way across. It's not right. Obviously you don't see a lot of this area because it's basically just a dirt road and corrugations all the way across until you start getting into the sand country. So it'll definitely test out everything bolted to your car before you get out to the sand. Off in the distance at the moment. We could see some showers before, but they're just sort of patchy, so we should be pretty right. Alright, so we've just pulled up at Perny Bore, so we've just done, you know, all the corrugations and whatnot through there. Jake's just letting a little bit more air out of the tyres on the cruiser, so we'll be down to about 18 and 21 for the next bit. And we'll just see it, we'll start there and see how we go. But something I thought I'd show you here. We've got drop toilets here, and then up behind it in the other shed there, where there's a heap of birds hanging around, and some glass up in that water tank up the top here. So that's a shower. So it's gravity fed down through into the shower, so it's just running there's no hot water service or anything, but a perfect place for a rinse off, either heading into the desert or making your way back east to west. I'll take you in there for a bit of a look. So there you go, just a shower in here, a few hooks to hang your things up, And there's your taps there. So pretty basic, but perfect if you want to have a bit of a freshen up. Now at Perny Bore here, hence the name, they drilled for a bore, which is down from when you park at the shelter. There's a bit of a wetlands down there. Now this morning there's a lot of birds around, a lot of galahs and whatnot. They're taking a bit of an interest in what we're doing. So if you want to pull up here and have some lunch or early morning breakfast, this could be the spot. 18 front,
Yep.
21 rear.
Yep. The rears had pumped himself up a bit, so it was the front had two.
Oh,
26 and 32.
Since this morning.
Yeah, just on the way.
Yeah. Also for this trip, you'll notice that the FJ is not here and I am with Jake. And we've got 2 swags, a couple of jerry cans and our diesel, and a couple of fridges, a couple of chairs and a food box just there. And that's how we've been going for almost 2 weeks now, travelling around. Pretty basic. No, that was right. So we've just passed the Rig Road intersection and we're continuing on the French line. We just saw some blokes there. They're travelling across as well, but yeah, we're just continuing on ourselves. First of the good dunes. So we're just going over a dune here. We're approaching the Coulson Track. So earlier on we passed the Rig Road. I think it's about 25 k's further on, and we're at the Coulson Track, and we'll cross this intersection and keep continuing along the French line. Alright, so we've had lunch and stuff, and we're just punting along the French line still. Jake's about to tackle this fairly decent dune. We've had a bit of rain, so it's nice hard packed. We'll see how he goes. And just like that, he's up. We haven't had any problems at all. Running good pressures. We're at 75 kilometres from Popple Corner. Now, if you're watching this, you probably think we're moving pretty quick. Now, you would have heard about a lot of flies in the desert this year, and it is true. We've worked out if you sit still for about 3 or 4 minutes, then they start finding you. So, where we stop for lunch, they're just all over you, covered your arms, face, ears, in your, get in your glasses and everything else. So So The further east we've been going, we've been noticing more and more wildflowers coming out. This is probably the best example so far in behind me. I reckon another couple of weeks, you're going to see this right the way through the desert. Righto, we are crossing the first clay pan for the day. Not sure whether it'll be the only one or not, but there it is. There we go, we're across, only a short one. Back into the sand. So we've got dinner underway. Jake's just getting some pasta organised. I'm about to light the fire. It's a fairly big day today, but we rolled in and there's no fires, which is a big plus. So then tomorrow we'll get up and we'll continue on. We'll most likely make it all the way across to Birdsville tomorrow, we're thinking, but we'll have a cruisy morning and then head off. But how's this sunset over here? We haven't had a bad one in the whole time we've been away. Good morning. It's day 2 in the Simpson Desert. So we pulled up camp here last night. As you would have seen, we had some dinner and it's now about 6:30 in the morning and we've just woken up. It's nice and fresh. Something that was unreal and you probably don't experience too often is the full moon was setting right there and the sun is almost risen there. So almost 180 degrees from horizon to horizon.
The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets, the storm is like a brother, it knows...
I'll do my sleeping bag. Done.
Then launch it.
Yep.
Popple's Corner.
20 Ks?
About that.
Must have got down to about 3, I reckon.
Yeah, not warm.
Not quite a frost, but at least 3 degrees.
It's like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree, like it can sense the reckless in me.
so you would have seen us packing up. We've got our setup pretty dialed now. So simple. But I know there's going to be a few comments about why you guys moving along so quick. And you know what, we don't mind the flies too much, but when you can't even barely make lunch, so we do pull over for morning tea and stuff like that, but I don't bother filming it at all because flies in your ears, and I think I've said before, up through your glasses, in your nose, in your mouth. So the reason we just keep motoring along, it's pretty much because of that. But we've definitely made the most of this morning. We had a dingo just coming through the back of camp. That was pretty special. And then yesterday we were following some dingo prints. Now there've been car tracks over it, then the prints, and we finally found where it was, and it was like tucked in behind a bush. It was like it had a little den there. So we stopped for 15 seconds. Maybe it had pups in there, and we let it be. But so cool to see them out here in the desert. I've seen a lot of camel prints, but no camels yet. They'll probably hear us long before we get there. Considering the desert's only been open a week and 2 days since all the flooding, I'm going to get reflection off my glasses. I can't help that. They're probably filthy too. I'll give them a clean. Anyway, we've had 2 oncoming cars to where we are now in the whole trip, and that was near the start. And we've seen a convoy of 5, a convoy of 2, another convoy of 2. Otherwise, that's all we've seen here. We're quite surprised. So anyway, we'll go clean my glasses, knock out a few more Ks, probably get to Birdsville. Alright, by now you would have seen us, I would have shown you, we've crossed about 5 or 6 of these salt lakes, clay pans, whatever you want to call them, but this one here is huge. Miles that way, and that way, as far as the eye can see, almost runs right in the horizon. So just another one to cross. Just thought I'd give you a look. So we've just come down to what will be our first detour. You can see that the water is right across the other side. Clearly the track we want is on the other side of that, but that's why the detour's in place. Looks like we're by the beach. Go down here and see what signs are there. Righto, so I just mentioned that detour. Clearly there's a sign just here. And there's all these bollards, so the track we want is across there. And here's all the water. So they do say it's dropping pretty quick. But so Jake's filling out the visitors book because the track down to Popple corner is open, so I did manage to get here and tick this one off. So I'm just walking out the boardwalk now. So let's go check out the corner post. All right, so we made it to the corner. And if you look across here, Jake's walking behind the camera. He's currently in the Northern Territory. There's a straight line here that goes that way, South Australia, and this way is Queensland. So that's where we're heading today, through to Birdsville. So we've come down. So the detour we did is on the other side of the lake behind us. So we've gone up and we've driven about 10 k's following the detour around the lake. But yeah, finally got to tick off another landmark in Australia. Righto, so myself and Jake have just pulled up to the Eyre Creek bypass crossing. Jake's just ran up the hill there to get a photo. But as you can see on this side, big red sand dune. Right here behind the camera is the bypass. So we've got this big river flowing through the middle of the desert here. So we're just going to pull up, have some lunch, and then we'll make our way across the crossing. There is marker posts leading through, so we'll obviously use them as a guide and make our way across to the other side and get over to Birdsville. Had lunch. We invited 4 million flies. You're probably sick of hearing about the flies, but it's the facts. And we're just backing up and we're going to take on the bypass. Filming with two cameras as well. Alright, here we go. Crossing. Righto, we got told it was hub deep anyway. We had it up on the front of the car. How'd you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, it was good, I reckon.
We got it done. Righto, we got across. It was the first bit drops in quite sharp. So if you're heading out across the river, you're going to be pushing the water uphill a bit, and then you have all this mud here to contend with when you come out. The stakes can be a little bit confusing. We had a left and right thing going, but as you enter it, looks like you stay to the left, put the stakes to the left, and when you come out, the stakes are to the right. So it's just a guide using those. But yeah, the cruiser got us through. Righto, so we've just seen on the map Big Red campground and Big Red, and we can't get across still, so we have another bypass to tackle. We've just been doing all the QAA all the way across, and didn't film much along there because it was just some water crossing, just more dunes. So we thought we'd come here and have a look, and yeah, looks like we can't get across. So we're going to have to suss this out. Alright, we're going up Little Red now. I'll swing it around, give you a look. so I just want to give a huge shout out to Jake. We just decided to do this trip about 8 or 9 months ago in one car and a solo trip. So hence why we bought his cruiser out. The FJ probably doesn't even have the fuel capacity to get across the desert here. So that is one of the reasons why we're in his. We've come across and we've still got, how much fuel left, Jake?
Probably like 40 litres at least.
Probably got about 40 litres of fuel left. And he's got a 130 litre tank in the cruiser. So we haven't even touched our jerry cans. So lastly, thanks so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. It's a bit different than our high country trips and trips to the Marree River. They will continue on, but we're going to air up now, as Jake's doing, and we're going to shoot down to the Birdsville pub for a beer.
It's hotter than a blacktop in July, sweating like a sinner in a church, and I just wanna get out with my crew tonight and shoot at the lights. Got a couple 40s full of hops and fun, looking for a good time,